Right now at 10, bullied and threatened in her own home.
I'm telling you now, I was terrified.
The trick men used to get inside her house, and the warning from police, even though they say no crime was actually committed.
I'll show you where the best storm chance will be overnight and how much of the weekend will be dry.
Women swindled out of thousands after a scammer played on their emotions. How this North Texas man's photo was used as bait on Facebook, and what you need to know so it doesn't happen to you.
You're watching NBC5 News at 10.
We're following breaking news. A 737 aircraft has gone into a river in Jacksonville, Florida. Look at this picture here just moments ago. The mayor of Jacksonville says everyone on board has been accounted for. The NBC station there says as many as 150 people may be on board. This happened at the Naval Air Station there in Jacksonville. The military says this is a flight that goes down to Cuba. The mayor did not say whether or not there are any injuries. They're also working to control jet fuel in the river there. We are watching this situation very closely. We'll bring you any new details as soon as we have them.
We are also tracking breaking news out of Central Texas. Severe storms triggering dangerous floods near Austin. This video just came in from Dripping Springs. Water is rushing through streets, flooding cars.
Our NBC affiliate there says there have been more than a dozen water rescue calls, including to a place where 20 people are trapped by rising water in their homes. A very serious situation unfolding near Dripping Springs right now. And we're bringing you any new video as soon as we get it. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm Brian Curtis.
And I'm Meredith Lane. There's also some rain moving through North Texas right now. Let's get over to Chief Meteorologist Rick Mitchell. Rick.
All right, nothing severe, but we do have some heavier thunderstorms and portions of downtown Dallas, just to the west of downtown Dallas. Some areas have picked up an inch of rain in a very short period of time, getting reports of some minor flooding going on in Oak Cliff, and Cockrell Hill has had some very heavy rain amounts. Watch as this just doesn't really move all that much. The intensity has decreased a little bit, but still some very heavy rain from Cockrell Hill over through Mountain View College and then on into Tarrant County, around Lake Arlington. Texas Wesleyan University, nothing going on up at Six Flags at the ballpark tonight, so the ball game is not being impacted. Other thunderstorms north of Willow Park and Weatherford, heavy rain, nothing severe, and they become more numerous out to the west. And what we believe is going to happen is this is all going to kind of congeal into a system of thunderstorms and showers that moves to the southeast overnight. So keep the rain gear handy. Don't be surprised if you hear a little thunder overnight. I'll have details on how dry the weekend will be when I come back.
All right, we'll see you then, Rick. Thank you. South Korea developing tonight. South Korea's military says North Korea has fired several short-range missiles. The missiles reportedly landed in the water. The White House is aware of this and says it will continue to monitor the situation as necessary. And new tonight, a West Fort Worth homeowner is warning of a scam that almost cost her thousands of dollars and stole her peace of mind.
3 men claiming to be roofers pushed their way into her house, then scared her into paying up. Alice Barr has the story you will see only on NBC5.
Everybody that knows me always says how tough I am.
Dallas Kirby Tucker has always felt safe under her own roof.
You know, I can take care of myself.
Even when she had to replace it after storm damage last year. But a knock on her door this week.
Hear this bang, 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 bang on my back door, and I do this.
Changed all that. 3 men pushed their way in, breaking the lock on the storm door.
I'm backing up, you know, because he's coming at me with his hand out. Hi, do you remember me? I roofed your house. And I'm thinking, no.
They claimed the roof needed a patch.
And it's going to cost you about $148.
The men walked straight to a front bedroom and sent Dallas for a flashlight. When she got back,
And this was just clear water, clear, like they had sprayed water up on the wall.
they wouldn't let her go outside to see them working.
I'm thinking, oh my, this is a scam.
Then they told her they wanted $2,500 cash. Dallas tried to argue.
I started to get up, and he put his hand on my shoulder here and pushed me back down in the chair, and he said, you will write the check. There it is, $2,500 check.
Finally, she did, just to get them out of the house, calling her bank to cancel the check as soon as they left, and then calling police.
All I could think of is, God, don't let them hurt me. God, don't let them kill me. God, you know, protect me, because I'm telling you now, I was terrified. They came through.
She's left feeling embarrassed and shaken. but determined to prevent the next scam.
And people my age and older need to know not to open the door, because that's all I did wrong. I just opened the door.
In Fort Worth, Alice Barr, NBC5.
Fort Worth police are warning people to watch out for these men, but they say in this case no crime was committed because they didn't actually steal anything.
8 people were killed in a Plano home in 2017 by a drunk man on a shooting rampage. And tonight, the bartender accused of serving him before the murder spree has been arrested. Lindsay Glass faces a misdemeanor charge accused of violating the law by over-serving the killer. Candace Sweat has all new details tonight.
An arrest warrant says Lindsay Glass, a bartender, knowingly, intentionally, and with criminal negligence sold alcohol to an intoxicated person. The charge stems from a 2017 mass shooting. Spencer Height killed his estranged wife and 7 other people after a night of drinking. A probable cause affidavit says Height had already been drinking before arriving at local public house on Spring Creek Parkway in Plano, the bar where Glass worked. The affidavit alleges that video from inside the bar clearly shows Glass serving alcohol to Height. Investigators also obtained texts Glass sent to another bartender saying Height was spinning a knife on the bar and that he was being, quote, drunk and weird. Another text from Glass to the other bartender said, quote, he keeps saying he has to put someone in his place.
And investigators say Glass should have known not to serve Height. Glass's attorney is not commenting tonight. Back to you.
Candace, thank you. And if convicted, Glass faces a $500 fine, up to a year in jail, or both. She's out of jail on a $5,000 bond tonight. Local public house's permit was canceled in October. Tomorrow is Election Day in North Texas with several big seats on the line, including the mayoral seats in Dallas, Fort Worth, and Arlington. We will have complete coverage for you right here on NBC5 and on NBCDFW.com. Before you head out to vote, we have detailed explanations of dozens of propositions that are on the ballots. You can find them on our website.
4 Democratic presidential candidates are in North Texas this weekend, a solid indicator of how important our state will be in the race. Julian Castro will hold a Get Out the Vote rally tomorrow in Fort Worth. On Sunday, New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand will be a guest at a fundraiser in Dallas. Tonight, Beto O'Rourke rallied at the Flying Saucer in Fort Worth, and it was a crowded event. O'Rourke caught up with our political reporter Julie Fine in his first trip back to North Texas after announcing his run for president.
Now, you have slipped in some recent polls, and a recent Emerson poll of Texas Democratic voters shows you are in a dead heat with Joe Biden for your home state.
I just saw a poll released yesterday that shows us beating Donald Trump by 10 points, a greater margin than any other Democratic contender right now. So we will more than hold our own here in Texas, and I think we'll be able to win in places that perhaps have been forgotten, left behind, taken for granted in years past.
South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg is also in town. He was the guest speaker at the Johnson-Jordan dinner at the Hilton in Dallas tonight. Now, before that, he also spoke with Julie.
There are 2 Texans in this race. What's your plan to win Texas 38 electoral votes?
You know, the truth is, with so many of us in the competition, it's hard for me to go anywhere where there isn't a home state competitor, or sometimes 2. That's okay. You know, this is a conversation about where the entire country is headed. And so I think a good message is one that will make as much sense in Texas as it does in Oregon or South Carolina.
A new Emerson College poll of Democratic primary voters in Texas has Joe Biden on top, just ahead of O'Rourke. Bernie Sanders finished 3rd, and Buttigieg was 4th.
A Jack in the Box employee remains in the hospital after he was shot in an attempted robbery early Wednesday morning in Dallas. Gennaro Martinez, his father, says he's optimistic for his son's recovery and says he forgives the shooter.
At this point, you know what you did. And at this point, you know what to do. It's my message to you. Whoever you are, I just want to tell you we love you and the love of God.
Incredible. Martinez was shot at the restaurant near I-35E in Camp Wisdom in Dallas. No arrests have been made. If you have any information, please call police.
Some of DFW's top young minds are looking for creative new solutions to fix society's biggest problems, thanks to a partnership between American Airlines and MasterCard.
Allie Spilliards introduces us to a group of middle school girls looking to create a big shift when it comes to girls' involvement in STEM.
What about you ladies? at a roundtable discussion to come up with new personal finance technology.
For example, whenever phones came out, it was like everybody wanted that.
You might be surprised to find fourth grader Natalia Shevchuk, but only until you hear the engineering feats she's already dreamed up.
And I also kind of wanted to make a hoverboard, and I would take
It's a plan so detailed we don't have time to share it all, but it's an example of the ingenuity she and the other 49 participants at the first ever Girls for Tech Takes Flight hackathon are using.
Over tonight and tomorrow, they will come up with a solution for their problem. They will give us a working prototype and give us a pitch of their idea.
Okay. All of which they'll create through coding learned in just 2 days' time.
many people, even when they're well educated, they have some gaps in their financial literacy. So we're using an app to fix that at an early age.
Like making an app for people to check how much they saved and how much they have to spend.
Projects traditionally left to men.
So many of the world's problems are going to require a technical solution. And somewhere along the line, technology became known as a boys' thing.
Which generally happens right around Natalia's age. But by giving these girls an early taste of their true potential, organizers hope it's a trend they'll be able to reverse, creating some pretty big futures in STEM.
I want to be a pediatrician.
Like a NASA scientist, an engineer, focus more on the children.
Fueled by a whole lot of girl power. In Dallas, Allie Spilliards, NBC5.
I love it. All right, coming up, a good man's image stolen and used by scammers on Facebook.
It's an assault upon my character.
The tangled web and why social media platforms can't do anything about it.
Some spots just west of downtown Dallas have picked up 1.5 inches of rain in the last hour. I'll show you where the greatest chance for storms will be overnight and what to expect this weekend.
And then an active red carpet for 22's charity. How Emmett Smith is honoring 2 other treasured North Texas athletes.
And video of a group of teens smashing windows, destroying a man's car. What was their beef?